to New Bedford Youth LIVE Podcast. This podcast is where Dream Out Loud students connect with creatives in New Bedford. And in this podcast, I'm your host, Gianna, and with me right now is Candida Rose.
Hello.
Well, sorry, author and artist.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you, Miss Gianna, for having me here today. I'm really,
Welcome.
really honored and blessed and feel very, very privileged to be here with you today.
I just love your energy right now. I love it. I'm sorry. I just had to
Thank
say
you.
something.
That's okay.
Okay, with the questions. Music is the thing you're most known for. What inspired you to get into it?
Oh, my goodness gracious. Okay, that's a big question.
Yeah, I know. It's right off the bat. I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to get the big questions
Don't
out.
be sorry. Don't be sorry.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. So I've been singing for as long as I can remember. I started singing like Cape Verdean songs when
Yeah.
I was like very young, maybe 6 or something. And
That's nice.
I have been singing professionally now since the mid 80s. So I've been singing pretty much all my life. For a sort of full-time career, this is actually a really good time for us to be doing this because this month makes 20 years that I've been that I've had my business, Golden Rose Music. So very excited about celebrating the 20 years. So
Yeah.
20 years of the career, but been singing for all my life.
You often perform in nursing homes and retirement villages around Massachusetts. What inspired you to do that? Like, what's your favorite thing about it?
I would say that my favorite thing about singing in nursing homes, and I also do nursing homes, assisted living, adult daycare centers, senior centers, just organizations that focus on the senior community and also the other abled communities, is just seeing the smiles on their faces,
Yeah.
seeing their eyes light up. Seeing them move, even sometimes when they're not able to, hearing the stories about. I'm already starting to get emotional because just even hearing the stories about some people who don't respond to anything else, but they respond to me somehow, and. I've had many activities directors who have told me about, just different things that their people have done and spawned by something, either by singing or whatever. And so I get a lot of fulfillment from this work. And I started the business, as I mentioned, like 20 years ago, but I've been doing the nursing homes and that segment, that kind of work for 18 years. January made 18 years that I've been doing it. And I wouldn't have it any other way. It's not always easy, but it's very, 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 very fulfilling work.
Even I got emotional at that a little bit, just a little bit. Now we're going to get onto the more upbringing questions. Okay, moving away from the emotional stuff. I started tearing up a little bit. If you had 3 words to describe yourself, what would you pick?
Ooh. Loving. Compassionate. Powerful.
Beautiful.
I don't know where that came from.
Powerful? You are powerful. You are very powerful, actually. Aside from performing solo, you also perform with your band Kabu Jazz. How did it come to be?
Mm-hmm. So the full name of the group is the Cabo Jazz Ensemble. And the name sort of came about because of my first CD is called Cabo Americana, The Sum of Me, which is back there. And the music from the CD is this combination of my Cape Verdean rooted music with my American influences. And at the time, when I was writing the music for the CD, I had just graduated from, or I was in the process of graduating from UMass Dartmouth. in the jazz studies program, and so it was jazz studies and then world music. I did a lot of world music studies as well. And so when I ended up doing the CD, I sort of started calling this music, this combination, as Cabo jazz, so Cape Verdean jazz, right? So when I started playing out with different configurations of musicians, they were called my Cabo Jazz Ensemble. So no matter who it was a Cabo Jazz Ensemble.
Has the band influenced your music in any sort of way?
Oh, absolutely. Because, I mean, again, I've been doing this, my CD came out in 2006. And so, like I said, it's different configurations of people that have, sort of made up the Cabo Jazz Ensemble. But like the gentlemen that are with me now, they teach me so much. And everybody, all the musicians have taught me so much about just music in general, and the musicality, and this connection between the voice and the music, and sometimes we make magic together. So it's a really beautiful thing. I feel very supported by them when they're playing with me. No matter who the musicians are, I feel very, very supported by all of them.
You also modeled for a calendar back in 1994.
Oh, Lord have mercy. You really did some research.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness gracious.
What other creative pursuits do you...
Wow. That took me by surprise.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
But I'm born for surprise. Wow, okay.
What other creative pursuits do you enjoy beyond music?
Well, I haven't, modeling, good Lord, I haven't really modeled probably since then. And that was like 30 years, like 30 years ago. But I've started doing a little bit of writing. I do jewelry. So the jewelry I have on.
You made all of that?
I made all that. Yes.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I create jewelry. I'm a new author. I envy you because you started writing at 11, right? Like my first book, and I'm almost 65. But
you don't look it. You look stunning. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But my first book came out in 2023. So I'm delving into the writing, the writing pool. Let me see what else. I can't draw, so I can't say. I mean, I love art, but I am not an artist.
You just love different forms of it.
I love different forms of artistry.
So, of these many pursuits, one of the most remarkable ones is the talks you give to eager students all around Massachusetts. What knowledge do you usually bestow upon students like Bridgewater State?
So, so again, it depends on what it is that I'm doing, what I've been asked to do. But again, based on my the work that I did for the book through my master's program, I did a master's degree in transnational cultural and community studies at UMass Boston. I graduated in 2017, and so from that time, I've been working with people to bring Cape Verdean educational or cultural education to as many people as I can. So even at Bridgewater, which was interesting because we talk about art, right? So I was asked to go to an art class at Bridgewater and just talk about the connection, the sort of the artistic connection between music and visual artistry, right? And she wanted the students to kind of talk to me about like, are there any sort of visual, is there anything that I envision when I'm maybe writing a song, right? What might come to mind. And then so what she had them do is think about, she had me sing a couple songs with them and do some of the rhythms with them. And she wanted them to think about what they would draw, right? What they visualize as they're hearing me and hearing the song and that kind of thing. So that was pretty cool. I've done some things at Roosevelt Middle School and Keith Middle School. Yes. Is that where I remember you from? Keith Middle School. And we talked about, we learned Cape Verdean songs and Cape Verdean dances and Cape Verdean rhythms. And, I had them, working with the shakers, and it was fun. It was, I'm hoping that it was fun for them. It was certainly fun for me.
Yeah.
So, yes.
I haven't experienced that yet. I don't go to either of those schools. Here I Am is your most recent album, exploring new age gospel in a fun and fresh way. What was it like exploring the genre?
So I don't know if I would call it gospel.
Yeah.
Okay. I would maybe just call it sort of spiritual.
Yeah.
Sort of new age spiritual kind of stuff. But because my spiritual journey has taken me from, the beginnings of my being, I was as a young girl, I was Catholic, and then, I spent 25 years in a Baptist church, and then I'm sort of on this sort of different spiritual path. The CD sort of takes you in all of those different directions, right? So you'll hear, Ave Maria, right? Which, a friend of mine had asked me to sing for her dad's homegoing service. And that was a song that was very special to him. So she asked me to sing it, and I realized that I had a connection to it as well because of my upbringing. And, a lot of the songs that I wrote that are on the CD, I wrote as I was becoming, journeying into being a Baptist, and journeying into sort of that realm of music and singing. And then, but then there are some songs that are just spiritual without necessarily being religious, right? Just songs that are like love each other through. It's just, I always say that song sort of was written through me. So depending on what your spiritual beliefs are, right? But for me, I feel that there's the creative force that sort of came through me and wrote that song through me. And so it was interesting, and even trying to pick the songs. Like one of the songs that I sang that I do on the CD is "God Bless a Child," which is a jazz standard, right? Written partially by Billie Holiday and Arthur Herzog, and just the sort of the symbolism in that particular song, and then that song means a whole lot to me in my musical journey, which is why I wanted to put it on the CD. Yeah. So.
All of these projects have had a lasting impact on the people around you and the New Bedford community as a whole. Where do you see yourself in the upcoming years? Your music, your outreach?
Well, so it's wonderful that my New Bedford community knows who I am, and that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I'm just I love my city. Both was born and raised here, but I also want to make an impact, and I'm hoping that I'm continuing to make an impact here, right? But I also want to make an impact regionally, nationally, internationally, if I can. I've already, I've performed in Cabo Verde, right? So I've done. So I've had the opportunity to sing at a couple of different festivals in Cape Verde. And I would love to take my educational pursuits, cross country if I could. And even, I've had people say, you should go to Cape Verde and do these, the presentations that you do here. You should go to Portugal or just other places and do some of these presentations. So that's what I kind of like to do, because I feel like there's so much about particularly Cape Verdean history and music and culture that people just don't know. And, yes, if you're from the New England area, in most parts, there are actually parts of New England that I've gone to that don't know Cape Verdeans as well, too. So, but just, making sure that people understand who we are, the contributions that we've made to not only the New England area, but just to the world in general, because of how we started. So I want to make an impact, and in that story, and in that, in that narrative, it doesn't matter where you're from or where your roots are from, where your roots are, but understanding that we all belong. We all have our own stories. We all may be different in some ways, but there's more similarities to who we are as people, as humans, than people really give us all credit for. And that's the message, is that we all belong. Every single last one of us. We all belong.
Yes, we do.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the message.
That is the message. Anyways, so that was the last question. I loved all your answers, and I just loved your personality and like your upbringing voice.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you are doing, and you have done an amazing job.
Thank you.
Yes.
This is my first time.
I know that.
Yeah.
And you're going to keep going, because you did a great job.
Thank
Good
you.
for you.
Thank you.
One of my better interviewers, I must say.
You must say. Ooh, I'm gonna take that to the grave.
Oh,
I'm gonna take that to the grave.
I just don't want anybody else to get mad at me, though. But she's young.
Yeah,
she's young.
Yeah, I'm young. I'm young, guys. Yeah.
Well, thank you again,
welcome.
Dream Out Loud, for having me here. Thank you, Miss Gianna, for having me here. I truly, truly appreciate you. Continue to do the work that you're doing, and don't be afraid. Don't be sorry, because you are doing amazing.
Thank you so much.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yes. And who knows, maybe my next venture might be motivational speaking. Are you motivated?
Yes, I am, actually. I've been motivated since you walked in here. I feel your presence, and I loved it.